Hello, my friends.
Here we go again.
Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hi.
So as you guys can see, we're still watching this. The geomagnetic storms are coming. We see later on today, we are expecting a G1, and then on the 10th, it's going to peak at G3, and then go to a G2 on the 11th. And this is what they are expecting.
And what exactly happens with these G1s, 2s, and 3s?
Well, different possibilities. You know, being that the magnetosphere is in decline and we got the grand solar minimum underway and a magnetic pole reversal, things could be more intense than typically expected.
Okay, and they can have a change on our consciousness too, I would imagine.
That's the thing that a lot of people I don't think are really talking about. The fact that this is going to change us. Every time we get these blasts from the sun, even in these days, just being out there in the sun itself is something that is going to change us.
And they've gone to great lengths to make us afraid of the sun.
Yeah, hence sunscreen and all that.
Yep. Yes.
So, you know, G1 is a minor geomagnetic storm, and that's likely to commence late in the day today on the 9th, continue to be a potential throughout the 11th, peak storm of G3, which is a strong storm. By the way. And so again, you know, we really can have some issues, and more than likely there will be some issues out there. And that's going to occur on the 10th and begin to settle down from there with a G2 moderate storm likely to occur on the 11th as North America enters the nighttime sector.
Wow.
So we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, radio blackouts in general, GPS issues, you know, all sorts of things with technology. Obviously, the satellites would be an issue as well.
Yeah, that's very concerning. You know, I don't know. I hope everything's okay, though.
And by the way, see, the nice part of it is you get bright aurora in places that don't usually get to see things, you know, like the solar lights, the Arctic, you know, the lights.
Yes, it's going to be beautiful.
Yes, as we see this headline, massive solar storm means the northern lights are heading for the states. See, I was stunned by Cindy's beauty since she got her hair cut, and I looked over at her and thought, my God, she's cute.
He's so sweet.
Oh, making her blush. And by the way, hey, on the 14th, as we've been saying, total solar eclipse. Not visible really in the northern hemisphere. It's only going to be visible from South America, the Pacific, and those currently in Antarctica perhaps will get a partial eclipse. I wonder how many people really are there.
Oh, I can hardly wait to see some photos.
And by the way, it takes place on the peak day of the Geminid meteor shower.
Interesting.
And 7 days later, you have the big conjunction, which, you know, the more we get into this, the more everybody is saying. It appears that the powers that be are taking this serious.
They really are. That's something that I think they want us to be distracted from, is going within and learning our abilities, because this is going to usher in some serious abilities for us.
Yeah, and by the way, you know, things are changing so fast in so many different venues. You know, there's so much disclosure coming out right now. It's just, you know, it's everywhere you look.
I know. I mean, we could just read about disclosure all day if you just took a little time to look.
And we're going to have a second video that we're putting out today. Actually, it'd be the third. We put out the one about the that little cliff dwellings, which were so cool. And it's going to be about, you know, disclosure. And it's going to be somewhat about, you know, what does Pleiadian life look like? What does the average day in a Pleiadian look like?
It's different. You know,
Well, we're not going to go into
not
detail.
Not yet, but we'll let you know.
Yeah, we're going to do that on the next video, as well as talk about some other entities that are on the planet now that I don't think were here before. And,
no, they weren't.
Yeah, and as we said, the ships had landed, and you know, there's a lot going on right now, and there's a lot of interest in the Earth from many different beings.
There really, really is. So times are getting really interesting.
And we talked about one that came at 0.05 a lunar distance yesterday, and now we're going to talk about one that came at 0.13. So this is the 101st asteroid that makes a close approach to Earth this year within a lunar distance. 18th closest flyby on record, 5th in 2020. And when you think about that, 18th closest flyby on record, and 5 of those were in this year. So, we got a lot of activity going on here.
Yikes, I know.
Now, this one was 23 to 52 feet in size. There's more coming, guys. There's more coming. You just know it.
Just be safe, everyone.
And hence, the preparations. And over in Iran, we have 2 months worth of rain in just a few hours. Floods killed 7 people. And here are the streets all filled up again. They have tons of sinkholes over there. And the sinkholes are decimating a lot of the crops as well.
This is what we're talking about. Things like this are happening more and more, like every day now.
And again, there's videos here as well. Iran has the world's 2nd largest natural gas and 4th largest oil reserves. Interesting, because of the constant tension going on there.
Yeah, I mean, could someone be handicapping them?
It could be. And we see at least 18 dead after heavy rains caused severe flooding in the DRC. This is the Democratic Republic of the Congo, as we see things just, landslides, just, buildings collapsing. This has been going on now for 3 years. This year is really a big uptick.
It really is, and I'm so sad for these folks.
And again, this is going to add to the famine that's coming.
Yeah, it will. That's sad.
It's very sad. And meanwhile, we have historic snowfall continues to bury the higher elevations of Europe. As much as 13 plus feet has now fallen in parts of France, Italy, Austria, and Switzerland.
Yeah, I mean, increasing. Oh my gosh, look at those pictures. Wow, that's incredibly scary looking.
That looks like it might be a van. I hope so nobody's in there camping out.
Yeah, I think it's like a school bus or something like that. I don't know.
Winter Wonderland.
It is beautiful, but, intimidating.
Most definitely. And winter strikes early in North Africa as well, snow blanketing the Sahara Desert.
So no one can tell me there's no major changes going on.
Exceptional, no, beyond exceptional is how they're calling this, a beyond exceptional week of snow. And, this sunk all the way down. We were looking at Europe there, and it's impacting North Africa as well, Morocco and Algeria.
Yeah, I pray for those people. I do. I mean, it's beautiful, but dangerous.
Well, the good news is, it's bringing water to the desert.
Yeah.
And as we've talked about with David Devine, many times, it's going to change. And this whole area, Northern Africa, is going to be a breadbasket.
Well, I can hardly wait to see. It's going to be beautiful.
Well, we have a lot of hurdles to jump over before we get there, though, too. There's so many things that are man-made that we're facing. And here you see the world's most talented surfers ride out of control huge monster waves at Mavericks. And high surf conditions along Northern California coast drew some of the world's most talented surfers to Mavericks on Tuesday, where 30 to 40-foot waves were breaking just off Pillar Point. And, that's obviously dangerous, but these guys are professionals.
Well, they are, and I've actually been there, and they take this so seriously. It's good that they do, because their lives are at stake.
It reminds me of a trip to Puerto Rico on the West Coast. There's a beach called Rincon, a town called Rincon, and they do some surfing there. And on the beach, there was a whole bunch of graves of people that had died because of the waves. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, they would, just as a reminder.
Could be very dangerous. And this caught my eye. New whale species discovered in Mexico. Scientists working off the western coast of Mexico say they found a previously unknown species of whale. 3 beaked whales were spotted last month by a team of scientists working with the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society near San Benito Island, some 300 miles from the U.S. border. According to a press release, genetic sampling will confirm whether the whales are a new species. So, again, I think that's what these times are about, because, when we have these magnetic reversals, when we have these grand solar minimums, and there's so much cosmic radiation coming in, it's changing us. It's changing us. And new species pop up, other species get extinct.
Yeah, I feel just as the ether would change, the water would change and create new species.
Yeah, so life will go on, but it's just the opportunity for new forms of life. And then some forms will pass on as well, as we know we're in a mass extinction right now.
Yes, we are. And it's exciting yet kind of scary, you know.
Yeah, but when we come out on the other side, there's going to be a new Earth.
I like that idea.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. Make sure that you have subscribed, click the bell on both this channel and also on Evolutionary Energy Arts. And thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Stay prepared. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.